Now, the other recognizable name on the roster, Angel Reese, who has got to be absolutely terrified. It is not going to be a good Christmas for the villainous Angel.
There is no one like Caitlin Clark. In the history of the WNBA,
Angel Reese, widely celebrated as everyone's favorite Bayou Barbie, has unveiled her groundbreaking contract, leaving fans and critics alike in awe. Meanwhile, the WNBA appears to be throwing subtle shade, seemingly envious of Reese's meteoric rise to fame and fortune. A recent article by Porvachakit highlighted Reese's preparation for an impressive $250,000 paycheck, an unrivaled figure that has captured the attention of the sports world. However, the WNBA has taken the opportunity to point out what they claim is a key weakness in Reese's game, sparking debates among fans and analysts.
Angel Reese was older. I would have gotten on her about what she just said. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be?
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize.
For someone who's been earning a modest $81,000 annually with the Chicago Sky, Angel Reese's new deal feels like striking gold. Fans are in an uproar, though not in a celebratory way, and who can blame them? Reese's move to the Unrivaled League isn't just a career game-changer for her, it feels like a seismic shift for women's basketball as a whole. The WNBA seems to have been blindsided by a curveball it wasn't ready for.
Reese is a wonderful player, but she does not compare to what and who Caitlin Clark is when she's on the basketball floor.
Reese is setting a new precedent. Could this be the beginning of a bold career gamble, or the dawn of a new chapter in the sport? Only time will tell.
Camille, this is the most we've ever lost in our life. I only lost 7 games in my last 2 years at LSU. So, it's been hard for me. But adjusting and just kind of have that mindset of, just moving on has been something I try to give myself a little bit of grace.
Angel Reese is truly living her best life. And let's face it, if anyone knows how to stir the pot, it's her. It's not just Reese's on-court prowess that's making waves. She's also making major moves off the court. The Unrivaled League, a new basketball league founded by 2 heavy hitters, Nafisa Collier and Brianna Stewart, has just scored a real gem with Reese.
Podcast called Unapologetically Angel. Because I would have been like, how naive can you be? But she is young. She's only 22. And the reality is the scrutiny that she's been subjected to is inexcusable. It's egregious. It's disgusting.
Angel Reese, the player who was essentially a walking double-double last season with the Chicago Sky, has landed a contract worth $250,000. And that's not even the best part. She's also secured an equity stake in the league. Just take a moment to let that sink in. A player who's already making waves is now part owner of her own future. Talk about a flex.
At what point were you waiting to pull out this?
Man,
kind of the Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark is a hell of a
Incredible
player for sure. But I don't take disrespect lightly. And she disrespected Alexis and my girls. South Carolina, they still my SEC girls too. But y'all not gonna disrespect them either. So I wanted to pick her pocket, but I had a moment at the end of the game, and I was in my bag. I was in my moment. Yeah.
Now, here's the funny part. Reese's new gig comes at a time when she's getting a lot of attention for something she's not exactly known for, her three-point shot. Yeah, the same Angel Reese who can dominate the paint like a pro, grab rebounds like it's second nature, and leave defenders in her wake, is now on a mission to add a three-point weapon to her arsenal. But let's be real. People aren't exactly throwing parades for this move. Instead, they're clutching their thumbs, shaking their heads, and asking, is she really about to change her game this drastically? And honestly, that's the big question. Is it smart for Reese to take on the three-point shot, or could it risk messing with what made her a superstar in the first place?
Angel Reese, you can't beat a big bad wolf, but then kind of cry like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Nobody mourns when the villain catches an L. And Angel Reese, you have self-proclaimed to be the...
One thing's for sure. Angel Reese has not been shy about putting in the work. She's in the gym every day, honing that shot, really honing it. In fact, there was even a fan page that posted a video of Reese sinking a few consecutive threes. Impressive, right?
Angel Reese spoke to the media. She didn't speak to the media after the game against Caitlin Clark.
But wait, there's more. Social media is weighing in, and let's just say, it's not exactly sugarcoating things. One person even said Reese wants to be like Caitlin Clark so bad. Ouch. For those who don't know, Caitlin Clark is the sharpshooter of women's basketball, boasting a 34.4% three-point shooting percentage and draining shots from places most of us wouldn't even dream of. So yeah, it might be a bit unfair to compare Reese's developing shot to Clark's well-established range, but hey, that's the reality. Every basketball player has their own journey, and it's not always about living up to someone else's game.
The reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that.
What fans are really worried about, though, is whether Angel Reese is going to lose sight of her true strengths, those post moves, offensive boards, and her dominant presence in the paint. Let's talk about how she racked up 446 rebounds last season, including a record-breaking 172 offensive boards. That's no fluke. Reese is a powerhouse when it comes to using her size, strength, and skill to control the paint. Now, all of a sudden, she's shifting focus to a three-point shot, and fans are concerned it might throw off what makes her such a force on the court.
She wins the national title. First thing she does, she mocks Caitlin Clark. And then she doesn't even celebrate with her teammates. So she's made it personal with Caitlin Clark. Then she's played off of that. Even Caitlin Clark getting knocked down in that game on Saturday, who's standing up applauding but Angel Reese. So she's sort of embraced a Draymond Green role here.
To be honest, it's a bit of a head-scratcher. Here's a player who's absolutely dominating inside, yet she's decided to branch out. Is that a smart move? Some fans say absolutely, and they're eager to see how she evolves. Others, though, are more cautious. One person even suggested she should be focusing on her post-game and improving her paint percentage. Fair point. Last season, Reese shot 39.2% from the field. Solid. But there's definitely room for improvement, especially when it comes to efficiency in the paint. But the most interesting part? Fans are critiquing her form, specifically the knee issue during her shot. You know, when her knees touch together while she's shooting, that's raising some red flags for a lot of people. According to basketball experts, it usually indicates some serious flaws in balance and shooting technique. Could it be a sign that Reese just isn't comfortable with the long-range shot yet? Maybe it's like watching someone learn to ride a bike with training wheels. They'll get there eventually, but for now, they're still figuring it out.
Jealous WNBA players will have the opportunity to earn that credit. Now, players like Angel Reese, they will be given the chance to test their star power.
Meanwhile, there's the part where Angel Reese has to prove herself in the Unrivaled league. We're talking about an 8-week season, and here comes Reese, with all eyes on her as she juggles gym time, court drills, and adding this new layer to her game. That's a lot of pressure, right? She's got fans rooting for her, but she also has a mountain of expectations hanging over her head. If she nails the three-point shot, she'll become an even bigger threat in the league. But if it doesn't work out, well, people will have plenty to say. And honestly, who could blame them? If you're getting paid $250,000 to develop a new skill, you better bring it. But here's where things get interesting. Angel Reese is not your average player. She's been thriving under pressure for years, from her college days at LSU to her rookie season with the Chicago Sky. Reese has always stepped up when it counts, so maybe, just maybe, the three-point shot will be the least of her worries. She's a woman who knows how to adapt, evolve, and break down barriers. And if there's one thing Angel Reese excels at, it's proving people wrong. Now, let's talk about the future. Can Reese become a stretch four, capable of consistently hitting threes while still dominating inside? Will she be the player who can do it all? It's a tough road ahead, but it's not impossible. If anyone can do it, it's her. With the Unrivaled League offering the perfect platform to showcase her new skills, this could be the moment where Reese changes the game forever. Angel Reese's move to the newly formed Unrivaled League has everyone talking. With a jaw-dropping $250,000 contract, she's making waves off the court just as much as she is on it. Her decision to leave the WNBA for this new league is stirring up strong reactions. Some are excited, while others are skeptical. Is she setting a new standard for women's basketball, or could this be a risky gamble for her career? One thing's for sure, Reese is shaking up the status quo. What do you think? Will this bold move pay off? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.